Oh, everybody, bienvenido a todo, and three's the charm. So, this is I'm sat here and I'm making my third video in a row. Right, so this is gonna be Harlem, the Harlem line. And this is a short service that's from Greystone to Grand Central Terminal. It should only be about 20 minutes, it said, according to that. So this is from Yankees E153 Street to Grand Central Terminal, but I don't think we're not starting at, or are we? Let's see. Um, are we? Where are we on the map? Oh, we are. Yeah. But the Yankee Stadium isn't actually modelled, so you won't see a stadium, but there should be one somewhere around here in real life. Um, So here we are in the M3. I need to put the key, well, the key's already in, so I need to turn that on. I need to put the train into neutral, I think, don't I? And right, I need to bring the brake to max brake and then charge to at least 90, and then it will do the rest itself. There we go. I need to turn off the marker light. Where was that? Marker light off. And turn on the headlights. Where are headlights? Right out there. That's it. Right. I think that should be enough. And I need to unlock the doors. It's unlocked. And I need to turn on my ATC ACE access and the alerter. Oh, for my sins. And it looks really bright, actually. Maybe it's just because I've been in a Luzerne Cersei that looks quite dark. This looks really blindingly bright. Oh, that's better. Shade, shadow. Ooh, look how good this train looks here with the light reflecting. Um, so yeah, this route does have rush hour passengers. I mean, this is a long train, and I guess they all just got on when I opened it. We're going to Grand Central. We should only have one stop, I think. Yeah, we'll pop around the corner, go to this is Harlem something, and then it's straight into Grand Central. So I'm not going to be showing you much of this line, but I'm showing you kind of like the gist of it. Um, oh, we've got ages to wait. Anything else I can turn on while we're here? The heater and stuff never works in these American trains. I don't know why. It would be nice to have it. I guess maybe they can't get the sound. Lamp test. Windshield heaters on anyway. Hmm. Right. Oh, what's that? Access operate test. No, doesn't work. Well. Ooh, and I can put that to forward now. 30 seconds. No, I'll wait until 15 seconds. Then I'll close the doors. Then I can already bring the brake down a bit to minimum. Min brake. Yep. Oh, look, we got another M7 coming in. Oh, I can close the doors now. Oh, listen to that sound. Right, EO, let's go. I'm just trying to remember if we get a, like a dramatic speed reduction at some point. We're at 40, we've got 45 at the moment, then we get to 40, so I'm just gonna head to 40 and stay at that. Um, but I don't think we have to go dramatically slower to cross any points. Oh no, 35. I think that might be as slow as it gets. Maybe it goes to 30. I don't think we gotta go just like 5 miles an hour or anything, which I think is one of the things that annoys me about Long Island Railroad. This is 1,000 times better than Long Island Railroad. If you're trying to compare the two, although I need to turn the wipers on. If you've ever played Long Island Railroad, you will know that whilst there are certain aspects of it that are quite cute, it's a very empty line. Um, okay, cool. Just need to find out where the wipers are. Oh, there they are. There we go. I can go a bit faster now. Back to 35. You know, actually, some of the fastest speeds you get on this line are actually in the approach to Grand Central. But like, so we're like not very far on the line. Like, we start up right down here, and then there's all the way up here. And you can get express services where you only have to stop at a couple of stations. And I'll do one of those eventually, because it doesn't take more than an hour, this line, unless you take a slow service that stops at a lot of them. Look at that, we're crossing the Harlem River, which divides the north of Manhattan, I think, from Long Island and... No, wait, I don't know what I'm talking about. I always get confused. I've been around Manhattan by boat, so I know that Manhattan is an island, and it is cut off from the rest of New York by, well, the river cuts it off. But like you've got the East River, and then the Hudson River, and then the Harlem River. I think so. I think this is the top end of Manhattan. Yeah, it must be because we then drive south. Well, as you can see straight ahead of us as we come in very slowly. Oh wait, we have a... Oh, that's strange. We have like a marker, but it's like a... Yeah, there we go. One of those odd markers where doesn't actually show you where the train should stop. Like if I'd have stopped exactly where that marker is, the last carriage wouldn't have been on the platform. And that's no good for anyone. Not, I mean, I'm not exactly the best judge of where to stop a train, but this seems more appropriate than where that marker was. So, put on some minimum brake. Yes, I will. And I think I can turn the wiper off now, or make it slow, low. So there you can see, as you can see, it's very New York. Look at that, you can see all the skyline ahead of us. Now, we'll only see it for a bit and then we go underground basically. Which isn't surprising. I mean, New York doesn't have all its railways above ground anyway. It's the same with when you on the old Northeast Corridor that passed through New York Penn. You don't come into contact with all of that stuff because the trains were covered over long ago or just put into tunnels to begin with because the real estate is too valuable. So all the air rights above the lines are sold. So you get quite far out from central New York before you actually see a railway or see the sky when you're on a train. But this is probably as good as it gets. You get quite far into Manhattan before you have to go underground. So you'll get to see the skyline. That's actually what makes this route so nice. Now, this is a very short service, like I said. Like I started here, which is what, not even a quarter of the line. But it's just to give you a little bit of a show on what to expect. So the majority of this route is going to end up being us underground, but like there's a ton more stops up here and some interesting curves and architecture along the way. So I don't take it fully from what you see here. This is just a flavour. Yeah, it's a flavour. I'm just dripping you a little bit of a flavour of what the route is. And it's, oh my god, she looks amazing. Oh, I thought she had like curly hair, but no. Well, two of them, twins, with slightly different hair colour. And that seems the hairstyle that makes her look, that's my character I have in on my old profile. Right. So we're gonna take off a bit. Now we're going to go to Grand Central. Speed up a bit. Oh, there are no horns, quite like American horns. They blast. Right. Oh, look at that. Oof, oof. Hello, New York. Oh, right. Now, onwards to 60. Now, Grand Central is completely underground. The tracks are. The only thing that's above ground is the concourse, which isn't modelled in this game, which isn't surprising. There are some cool scenarios. A cool scenario you can do where you get to use the curve around track to go into the sidings. That's quite cool because I didn't actually know that existed. Okay. Really, 45? I thought it was 60 for other tunnels. Oh, actually, we're quite far out. I'm getting confused in yards and meters again. Um, oh, maybe we switch over onto one of the other lines. That's why we're going down to 45. It would make sense. We go around this little curve into one of the tunnels. So this is like a 4-track approach, but there's like 2 single tunnels either side of what is a larger board double-track tunnel in the middle. Oh, we got to drop to 45 again. Why? Oh, this might be... Is there a train ahead of us, maybe? No. I don't remember this. I thought it was a straight 60, or maybe it's just because normally I'm in the middle tunnel. Funnily enough, just because I came into this, it was telling me that I hadn't finished any routes in the timetable mode, which is weird, because I did quite a few, and I don't have this on PC, so I must have done it on here. And I've definitely done one of the scenarios. I did the like game day one where you like start out up at the Yankee Stadium, you come in, take the... Oh no, you start out here, go to the Yankee Stadium, come back into here, you drop a train off here, and then you get another train and take that back out. And that's an interesting one actually, because you do get to see some the tunnel. You had to drop this track. Oh, I'm coming, slow down. Because this track is like 5 miles an hour to drive around it. It's so annoying, and it's so dark as well. But then you come back and you can see like across the platforms, and it's quite interesting. Oh, for God's sake, I need to be paying attention. I'm approaching Grand Central faster than I thought I was. I mean, it's an interesting. This one, I'd say it's built better and it works better in terms of AI and trains than Long Island Railroad does. But it does. It kind of doesn't. It's not as interesting maybe as Long Island Railroad is in terms of Long Island Railroad as a route has lots of flyovers and underpasses, and it feels like 3 or 4 different lines connected together. Whereas this feels very much like one line, and you just drive it all. It doesn't have that kind of... If you blended the two together and you took the AI and the traffic and the service volumes from this route and put them onto Long Island Railroad, it would be an amazing route. that would be brilliant. But similarly, Long Island Railroad is a very dead route in and of itself and not very well built from a modelling point of view. Oh my god, I'm down to 10 again. Oh god. These are the thing about these American routes. The speeds are so low. What the hell? What? Overspeed. Bullshit. Okay. Oh, what do you want me to do? What have I even done? I'm stopped. I'm getting an overspeed warning when I have my max brakes. Only on coast does it go away. Oh, I think I need to put my brakes into max brake and then charge them again now. No, I didn't do anything. Maybe now? Anything? Okay. Alright. Ah, there we go. Right, that reset the train. Oh, fortunately we're still we're well ahead of time, so we can slowly coast in and not exceed 10 miles an hour, otherwise it'll scream at me again. Well, there you go, that's how you reset an overspeed warning. Or I did it the wrong way, and it took longer than it should have, but when you've got time, the timetable here is fairly generous, and you have time to set your train and all of that. It's one of the better routes for that. But again, like there's aspects of it that I don't understand, like that speed warning, like it stopped me and was screaming at me. And like all American routes, the lights on the trains are much better in this route, so it just illuminates stuff. I haven't tried driving at night this route yet, I don't think. I did dusk, and it looked quite nice, seeing all the buildings lit up. And because you can see the skyline, like it looks nicer. But I didn't do full night. Or maybe it was full night and they've actually modelled light pollution quite well. Because New York has a lot of light pollution. Oh, you know what? Even though we've got like 3 minutes until the thing, it's like at this speed, it's going to take 3 minutes, longer than 3 minutes to get that 900 yards. Oh, we gotta go all the way across here. Interesting. This is what is interesting about this route, though, is that you sometimes, when you're leaving, if you start Grand Central and you're leaving, you do often come across yellows and reds because trains are crossing all up here, getting to one platform or another. 52 minutes. Right, so we've got just under 2 minutes. Oh, maybe we'll make it. Just. It looks like if I keep pushing us up to 10 miles an hour. What fun! But having been to Grand Central, look at me. This last bit always does take bloody ages. It feels so slow. A bit like no, Liverpool Street was always good when I commuted into Liverpool Street in London. That was alright because it was only when there was no platform available and you came to a halt outside. Otherwise, you kind of saunter in at like 30 to 40 miles an hour and it was fine. Um, Paddington. Yeah, you do feel it going a bit slow on the approach to Paddington. Um, but you go from like 120 to like 40 miles an hour in the space of like a mile and a half. So actually, it's not so bad that the last 2 minutes feel slow. Euston, that always felt quite good. Marylebone, can't remember arriving to London from Marylebone. Arriving to Marylebone from Birmingham. I don't know if I ever really took that route. I only ever used it to leave London, not to come back. What else? Marylebone, King's Cross never felt too bad. And now here in Madrid, no, you never feel like you're going that slow. I mean, most of the trains I've taken tend to leave Madrid on high speed lines or arrive to Madrid on high speed lines. So um, you go from fast to fairly slow, but Spain doesn't really have the Spain has much less sort of conflicting traffic than the UK does. So generally you don't get stuck outside stations or have to wait. Um, Although there was a massive meltdown in the Cercanías commuter rail system the other week, the computer system broke, which meant that like nothing through the main station, which is like I think it Atocha is the main station of Madrid, but Chamartin is like a very big important station too. And I think it was Chamartin, the computer system there broke, and most of the Cercanías lines passed through there, um, and that caused a big issue. But in general, it's not very rail traffic heavy. Like the railways have like lots and lots of spare capacity. Right, there we go. Right up next to an M3. Not bad, eh? Oh, I got a trophy. Oh, and I got gold. How late was I? Oh, I was like actually like just over nearly a minute late. I can live with that. I actually can. Um, so that was a very brief introduction. Like, it didn't show off the line in its best light because that was like a tiny percentage, like what, 10%, maybe 15% of the line, rather than the full length of the line. But I will get around to doing a video of the full length of the line because it is a nice line to drive in that sense of going from like outer suburbs of New York into New York. That's what's good about it, and particularly because a bit like Long Island Railroad is in that sense, but just with a much better timetable and much better trains, a much better ATC and access. Generally, a much better experience, and you feel a bit more like you arrived to a big city because even though you go into a tunnel like 3 miles out from Grand Central, from there you still get the skyline and all of that as you approach. Leaving, it's a bit more meh because you don't get any drama as you look behind you as you leave. But that's kind of what New York is like anyway. Like you get the drama and the amazingness because you arrive to New York. When you're leaving, it's kind of like meh. Um, but yeah, I think this is a fairly good route. I wouldn't. I. It's not like I still think Boston Providence is probably the best American route, passenger route by far. I think maybe Caltrain, the San Francisco. What is that route? What is that one called? Something corridor, Pacific Corridor or something. That one is. Has it been updated by the preservation crew? I haven't checked in on it lately, and if it was, did it get like any real quality of life improvements? That one always felt to me like it had potential for like a bit more going on, but I guess they don't have the trains to do it, so it probably remains quite boring. But yeah, it's Boston Providence for me, still the best, hands down. This maybe comes second, maybe joins at Peninsula Corridor, not Pacific Corridor. Maybe it's either second or joint second with Peninsula Corridor. Long Island Railroad's still way off. But yeah, my feeling is that they're getting better. representing American roots. Um, Still feel like there's something they could do. They could hit on a better combination of things. Um, I don't know if it's worth them trying to rebuild the Penn Station section of the new Northeast Corridor and then blend in AI traffic from the Long Island Railroad to give it some variation in life. But Boston Providence kind of has variation as it is with the diesel MBTA services and the high speed Amtrak services. And if they do an Acela DLC, which I feel like it must be coming at some point, someone must have figured that out. That's what so many people want. That would really be the jewel in the crown. That really would be like it's already. I do enjoy Boston Providence just but on its own merits, not just because as an American route. Um, and it got some improvements recently as well. What did it get? Was it just the news? They did it, or have I imagined that? I feel like it got an update like a couple of weeks ago because I went back in and was like, oh, I forgot how much I like this. And I do like it playing it with the safety services as well. Um, but yeah, oh, that was a ramble. Yeah, as I said, like hopefully I'll be able to try and get back into some kind of flow in producing videos rather than having big gaps and then um, posting three in a couple of days of each other. But yeah, was super distracted with Gran Turismo, and that's kind of fading away now that I've completed most of the bits and bobs, and it's now just grindy, play the same races on the same tracks over and over again to get meager amounts of money. Um, to be able to progress. At least in this game, you've got everything. If you buy a route, you get all the content with it. You don't have to work to unlock anything. Apart from that mastery stuff, I don't care about that though. I don't think I've ever seen any of the mastery stuff. I've certainly never seen the alien site. I think this one maybe has something. Maybe does that come with mastery or is that just in the? I don't know. And yeah, so fairly content for now. On this game, I've started playing it again recently because of those two new routes, but also the preservation crew updates give me a reason to come back more often. So please do it for Great West. Release the Great Western one and the Northern Transpennine one because they're two of my favorite routes. I really would love to see them getting some love. And livery design and compatibility for the HST would kill it. Literally be the definition of brilliant. If we could have Network Southeast 166s and intercity HSTs. And now with the Creator Club, I don't even have to waste my time doing it. Someone else can do it, and I'll just download their work. Perfect. And yes, some cool scenarios would be good. Um, but yeah, other than that, another ramble. I'll sign off for now. And yeah, I will, but actually, think I'm gonna make a fourth video thinking about it now because I want to show how good Scar looks with all of the additional AI, and because I think I bought the 187, so I've got all possible services on that line now. But yeah, for now, I'll sign off. I'll bid you adieu. Hasta luego. Have a lovely evening, morning, day, night, weekend, I don't know, month, year, life. And as ever, comments, requests in the comments. If you'd like to see something in particular, obviously I'm not a great driver, but I can chat to the end of the world. So, um, if you'd like to see me butcher the driving of a route, but listen to my pleasant dulcet tones, then go for it. And yes, hasta luego.